guys, how's it going? Dex here, and welcome to this fill. This lesson is going to be on this 3-3-2 fill, which is pretty cool. The hands are fairly simple. I'll show you what to do there. The tricky thing is the kick and trying to get that involved. And if you've never used that in your fills before, it can feel a little bit weird. So I class this as a non-linear 3D fill. And that means we're using 3 limbs, so you get like fills where you use your hands a lot, so you might have like that kind of thing. Getting your bass drum involved, you get linear 3D fills, which is where you have like 1 limb at a time. So for example, a right, left kick, right, left kick, right, left kick, right, left kick. That's all like, that's linear, so 1 thing at a time. But then you get non-linear fills, which is where you're playing things at the same time. So for example, if you play a bass drum and a crash, that's non-linear because you're playing something at the same time. A floor tom and a snare, non-linear, but we're using 3 limbs, so 3D non-linear fill. If you don't care about the kind of categorization fills and stuff, that's fine. What's handy though is, you know, when you sit down, you're like, oh, I'm going to do a fill. Do you have it sometimes where you're like, what fill am I going to do? I know, I'll do one that goes ping. But you can see it's like, what am I going to do? So having these little kind of sections in your brain, like, okay, what kind of fill am I going to do? I'm going to do a double kick fill. I'm going to do a fast, linear single fill. I'm going to go for a fill that uses crash cymbals. You get the picture. I'm going to go for an applied rudimental fill. It all of a sudden opens up. You kind of have this list in your mind of these different ideas and concepts on the drums. So again, don't shy away from this terminology. You don't have to remember it. It's just, unless you're kind of communicating, unless you're becoming a drum teacher, you don't need to worry about that too much. But if it's just a case of, oh, I need to do some kind of fill. What fill am I going to go for? A rock fill. If you've just got a couple of categories, you're going to struggle in your mind. So sometimes listing out all the different types of fills you have, that can really help. So that's what I'm going on about there. Anyway, on to the fill. So we're going to be playing this. We're going to play Flam on the snare drum. Flam's where we hit the drum at nearly the same time. So we're going to go, for example, small left, big right, and left hand's hitting just before the right. Or you can do it the other way, small right, big left. Either way is fine, but 1, you got your Flam, and then we're going to go for 2 kicks. And then we're going to go left hand on the rack tom, right hand on the floor tom. If you guys have got more toms than me, that's cool. I'm jealous. No, I'm just kidding. But I like my 2 toms. But you go for your 2 toms at the same time, and then another 2 kicks. So Flam on the snare, then onto the toms just there. Again, we want the Flam at nearly the same time. Blah, blah, you want that blah sound. You can do that on the toms. But you still want them very close. Just make sure it's not too tight. But if you do go for them at the same time, that's fine as well. So we have snare, kick, kick, toms, kick, kick. And then we're going to go for another toms, kick, toms, kick. And that's going to be our group of 2. So it's a 3-3-2, which adds up to 8 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then we're just going to play it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So the hands are just going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. You've heard that kind of rhythm before, but with the bass drums in between, see how it kind of subtly fills it out and makes it sound a little bit kind of heavier and cool. But tough to do because we've got groups of 2 on the bass drum. If I speed that up, you can see my foot kind of starts burning out. So you can see you've got a group of 2, and then a 1. So it's that kind of pattern there. So the first thing is just getting those groups of 2. You can see I kind of slide up the pedal a little bit. I've got loads of videos on the website on foot technique. But I'm sliding up the pedal doing something I call the slide technique. Some people use like heel-toe technique or like swivel technique. At the end of the day, if you put your heel on the floor and just stomp twice, you can get that pretty quick. And that's me getting that speed. I'm not using any fancy techniques there. Okay, all this stuff allows you to do is play fast and a little louder at the same time. So, but check out that stuff if you want to get into it. But that's probably the trickiest section. And then it's coordinating it. You'll see it's quite a long fill. So you're right. If you say you just had one like quick kick thing, you could focus on that. But the whole way through this, there's a lot of so you might find your right foot's burning out, in which case, cool. Give it a rest, like any kind of exercise. So, you say you go to the gym, you're lifting those weights. If your muscles are getting sore, give them a rest. Come back tomorrow. You get a bit better. Same thing with your right foot. If it's getting a little kind of, give it a break. Come back. You're building up endurance for your right foot. If you're getting pain, you probably got a big technical issue. Don't hurt yourself. So take a step back and reassess your technique there. But anyway, lots of foot stuff going on there. Tricky thing as well then, when you get to the end of this, you've got a bass drum at the end, and then you'll have a bass drum at the start of your groove for whatever you play. So that one I was playing in the introduction, I'll play it again in a minute, you can play with me, is we're just going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, any bar long groove. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it starts with a bass drum and a crash, or bass drum and a hi-hat, and you're finishing this with a bass drum. So, one more kick, and then another one there. So you got a kick, but from playing this fill, you're probably not shy about playing 2 bass drums at the same time. So you got that last bass drum and then the first bass drum of your groove. Just watch out for that. And then try and practice a bar of groove, 2, 3, then a bar of fill. Back to the groove. That's the tricky bit. Back to the fill. And it's really good fun. So, I'm going to play along with that little track again. I'm going to count you guys in. Feel free to play along with me. I'm going to play it exactly as I just said. Just going basic groove for a bar, then this fill. We'll do that a few times together. And then I'm going to branch out a little bit and maybe use it in a few different ways, give you some ideas. And feel free to take from that what you will. So, anyway, here we go. You ready to play with me? I will count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So lots of fun, lots of things you can do with it just by try and move it around, see where you can go. And then a couple of other ones there where I was going like crash left left crash left left crash, just following the 3-3-2 thing. And then I had some double kick fills in there as well. I was doing a 6-6-4, so rather than 3-3-2, I was doing a group of 6, 6, and then a 4. And it kind of follows that blagga 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 blagga. I'm just doubling up the notes. So you can see there's a lot of different places that you can take this. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that fill, guys. And you guys take care. I will see you soon.